Hello, everybody on YouTube. Got an idea about what we could do for our political problems that we have in America. And I know it would be difficult to do this, and probably most people would disagree, but I think it could solve problems that we have. But basically, what I'm thinking is that it's like the way things work is every 4 years we have elections, and they've turned very political, either left or right. You're either a Republican or a Democrat. Of course, there are independents in the middle that they seem to be wishy-washy and go either left or right, allowing like wherever the independents in the middle go is where whatever the most of them go kind of decides on who the president's going to be. If most independents vote Republican, you'll get a Republican president. If most of them vote Democrat, you'll get a Democrat president. So it's almost like there's 1/3 of the country Democrat, 1/3 independent, and 1/3 Republican. And it's kind of always that way, seems like. Or the percentages might be slightly different, but I don't think it's too different from that most of the time, at least lately, from what I've seen. So anyway, my proposal, and of course, like I said, I think most people aren't going to care for it, would be to go ahead and set the country equal parts Republican and equal parts Democrat in the states, and set them just permanently that way, and say I'll just go ahead and start coloring them in. So Republicans are red. They're considered red. So let's color in all the red states for the Republicans. Of course, you got Texas, most of the South, I would think, Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. I'm not sure if I drew this right. I probably didn't. Let's just do a bunch more of them as red states. Let's see. I guess we could do that. Let's see. Let's do some more. Well, that one got doubled up there. I'm going to go ahead and put Georgia as red, even though they didn't go red last time. Alright, and then you got the blue states. It's a bunch of blue stuff. Those are actually probably red, these two. And the blue, yeah. These on the west coast, and pretty much all this stuff up in here is going to be blue. So we can let's just make it like this. Actually, these are probably red. Alright, so that's kind of what we got as far as. So most of this northeast stuff is blue for Democrats, and most of this on the west, actually, let's see if that's like Colorado. Let's say Colorado's right there. I didn't draw this right, I don't think. But anyway, yeah. So let's say these are all Democrat, and these are all Democrat, and then all the red is Republican. And let's just say, oh yeah, and also Hawaii's Democrat, and then the Alaska. If that's, I mean, I know that's not what Alaska looks like. It's kind of, let's see, Alaska, the Aleutian Islands or whatever they're, Falkland Islands, whatever. All right, so we have the red states are Republican, and the blue states are Democrat. We just set them permanently that way. They'll never change. So it's almost like there's two Americas. You're either in a Republican red state or you're in a Democratic blue state. All right. If you're in one of the blue states, they follow Democratic laws. They can make their own laws. You know, there's Democratic laws and there's Republican laws. If you're in a Republican state, you got to follow the Republican laws. You can, and it's like if you go from if you go from a Republican state to a Democratic state, like you're traveling, maybe you'd have to be given, you know, say like and also like on your license, it would be stamped whether you're a Republican or excuse me, or a Democrat. And it'd almost be like you're going from a different country. You know, like if you're from the Republican state, it's like you're in a Republican country of America. If you're in the Democratic state, you're in the Democratic country of America. There's like two Americas, a Republican America and a Democratic America. And so, and going from one to the other, it's not illegal at all, you know, but you got to know what you're in for. You got to know what laws. They might have different laws. In fact, if you're going into California today, they got different laws in California. You know, pretty much they got different laws in all the states, really. They got state laws. You know, so what I'm saying, I'm not saying, you know, build a wall. Although I think if you're in Texas, you know, if Texas is the only state that is touching Mexico, hell yeah, they can build a wall to keep Mexicans out of Texas. Hell yeah, that's what we want. You know, as Republicans, we want a wall. You know, I would say, even though I don't really vote, you know, I'm not really a big voter, but I do lean Republican. You know, I do consider myself a Republican, conservative. You know, I don't believe in socialism or leftism or whatever it is. I wouldn't want to live in California. I wouldn't want to live in a Democratic state. You know, I'm glad that I live in Alabama. You know, conservative state. So anyway, I'm just saying, you know, we don't, you know, so there's some people that are wanting like a civil war. You know, I think that would be pretty bad to have a civil war. I think it'd be better if we just agreed to do something like this and just kind of make two Americas. And actually, like, we could have a president, a national country president for the Republicans, and then the Democrats could have their president. So we could have two presidents of America. We could have, there'd be like two Americas, you know. And the Democrats could do what they want to do with whatever they're doing, and then the Republicans could do what they want to do. You know, we don't have to abide by Democratic laws if we're in Republican lands, in the Republican states. And the Democrats don't have to abide by our laws. Like, the Democrats, hey, they can have all the abortions they want, you know. They can allow all the immigrants, illegal immigrants they want into their states. It's fine with us. You know, that's your states. You know, you have at it. But we're going to keep them out. You know, Republicans, we're gonna do what we want to do and keep out illegal immigrants. We're not going to have abortions. We're going to try to be we're going to cut taxes for the corporations so that we have low taxes. I don't know. We're just gonna we're gonna try to be conservative. You can do what you want to do. You know, you can have all the windmills and solar arrays. You know, you can do all that stuff. We'll do what we want to do. We'll drill for oil. You know, you can have electric cars. We'll have the gas guzzlers. You know, so we'll do what we want to do. You do what you want to do, and never the twain shall meet. You know, we don't have to abide by your laws, and you don't have to abide by our laws. You know, so it's like, wouldn't that be a more perfect world where you get to live and abide by the laws that you want instead of having to abide by laws that you don't like? You know, I mean, I know that the left hates abortion. I mean, they love abortions. You know, people on the left, they love to have their abortions. So live in your democratic, liberal state and have all the abortions you want. Allow all the illegal immigrants into your states that you want. You know, they can just pour into your states willy-nilly, you know, while we refuse to take them, you know, and we refuse to have abortions, all that good stuff. So that's my idea. I don't know if anybody else has brought this up before. So, but anyway, that's how I see things. Yeah, I don't want to live in a Democratic state, and I'm sure they don't want to live in a Republican state. So, stay in your own place. And there, the left's all about identity politics anyway. You know, they see skin color, and and they assume that you're going to be a certain way because of what you look like. Hey, black people can't vote for, can't vote Republican. That's the way they feel. If you're not voting Democratic, then you're not really a black person. Stuff like that. Identity politics. That's not what we believe over here in Redland. We believe you have a brain in your head and you can think for yourself, but they don't. The Democrats don't seem to want to believe that you can think for yourself. Because if you look a certain way, you got to think a certain way. It's the way they feel. So, but we don't believe that way. So, anyway, I kind of doubt that it'll ever go this way, but I'm kind of thinking that it would be nice if it did go that way. Of course, eventually, if it did go that way, eventually somebody would be going like, well, we should just take over that land and make it all ours and just, That's the way people think a lot of times, you know. So anyway, well, I hope you liked the video. I'm sure it'll, anger a lot of people. A lot of people won't like it, but maybe some other people will. I'm just trying to think critically and logically, but that's not, a lot of people, go by their feelings, especially people on the left, they go by feelings instead of their brains. So, and maybe some people on the right might do that too, but anyway, I'm just trying to think logically about this, and I don't want to have a civil war. I'd rather not have a lot of death and killing and stuff. Splitting America in two. Well, we've already got kind of a split. America's already kind of split down the middle already. Well, in three parts really. So, since America's already split anyway, let's just go ahead and split it. Let's go ahead and make some states red permanently and some states blue permanently. Why don't we just do that? So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Just been thinking about this stuff for a while, and it seems logical to me. Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and say this is now red, and it's going to be red forever, and that state's blue, and they're going to be blue forever. And just let's just make it that way. And if you live in those states, you have to abide by certain laws for those states, and that'll be a separate country from the red states. The red states will be their country, and we both get 25 states. Make it even number of states even, but we never have elections to like there'll never be a Democrat running to try to control this, and there will never be a Republican trying to control these states. It'll be Republican permanently controlling this, and Democrats permanently controlling this. So you don't have the conflict that you do now, where it's all just one big country, and sometimes a Republican wins, and then that really messes up with the Democrats, and sometimes a Democrat will win, and it messes up with the Republicans, what the Republicans believe. So just avoid that and have only Republicans here and only Democrats here. It seems like that would be a lot easier on everybody if you knew that, if you're living in a Republican state, you knew that you're at least getting the laws that you want to abide by. You wouldn't have to, as a Republican, you wouldn't have to live with illegal aliens possibly coming into your state. Or if you lived in a Democrat state, you wouldn't have to live with the possibility that abortions could become illegal in your state. You wouldn't have to live with that, or whatever. So you wouldn't have to abide by laws that you don't like. So I just think that would be an easier world to live in. If you only lived under the laws that you wanted, not the laws that you didn't want. So there you go. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's kind of a logical look at the way things are. If you have any comments, please comment. And hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.